and the kind of puppy Shishawa, but I love his one carry him around me.
Oh, yeah, straight up. I'm glad I feel
He's my rap and very well. My spec, we saw a piece from this not say, we saw, we put your brief. Yeah, then the cover house of Shira, such as Pass Nakamasa, that mirror me on the Mirame. Barakata Adina, I never seen a level next like Ella, I do my dinner, Ella, young man, 7 7 and a half. Circa Casa Abbas, maybe go in Ibn Hill, Munchma Biaba, Melachazar Masham again, Baruch Ata Adinai, again Abraham. I think about Madinah Mechaim too much of Lahushia, Mashiburach, Married Geshem, the Kakwakan because Mechaim is Rachman Rabin, so make a Rebecca and Matir Serum, Mekam in a solution Alpar. Mikamachabalka verse Mid Malach Malach Mitzpacham is Mekashua, and Amanata Lakers may say in Baruch Ata Adinai, Kaya Hamasin. Kisha Maria Sakanam section Supergadus Masosum the Kakadisha Kakasu the Anabiaka Karza Zabiamar. Kadosh, Kadosh, and Mr. Boys, more great comedy, the Master Shop can be Amrim, or the birds, Nami Kaimo, Jibakakas of Blaymore. You know, Katamahai, Lexi, and the door, hallelujah, Takados, Chukakados, Church of Makasala, Barakatari 9. Well, Kadosh. I'm talking about das Middleish bin Akimaka Das, Barakatari 9, Kamena Das. I should be in the Sarsak, we're going to look at the Saka Bakshini Bichamash Barakatari 9, the Retab in Shuba, Sakon Minikatan, Mukomakiniki, Shana Kyoto, Sakata, Barakatari 9, Conan Hamabit Sloak, Raina Benin of Riverino, Glenn Maharam Shmaka, Kyogo Kasakata, Barakatari 9, Joel Yishrael. If they know the neighbor, if they Hashina been able to check his own watch, they cover for Shamal Kamusin, Kiamal, Pinamak Manata, Barakatari 9, the fact Halea Maishoa, or Rekalino, I deny Hino, Eshanos, Fiscal Minas, but the same time, which are the Raka, of Nadam was made me to back a direction, Seneca, Shin to the Raka, Kilt of Mitivatam Rakashanim, Barakatari 9, the very Kashanim, to Gabish of Raka, Christine of some place, but Sinu of Sinia can be a completely Sinim, Barakatari 9, the basic Maishoa, as she Chaptenik version of Sinaka, the killer receiving many of them, and not Moklan, I didn't love Decha, the Hassan Rakham Sinek Mishpat, Barakatari 9, Melach, Head to the Gal Mishpat, Lamachin Maltisi, coming in because if you forgive me, the Koyman can make race. Of course, there's some hair, secures my bears, my gavs, from Rabimenu, Barakatari 9, Shabir from Mithnia Zadium, Allah said, thinking about Hakasin, Masiknium, Kumishra, but that's for him, the grace of Linia, him and Rakamecha Adina Lahanim. Mr. Chakotov, the hope comes to cocaine, the Mahandu on the Mishkib Kapatachnu, Barakatari 9, Vishan Tapo Sadikim, Yoshameka Bakatosh, Busaka, Shibarta, the key say to the Dakamabusakatakin in the Sabakarabium Nimbian Island, Barakatari 9, Renee Wishalayim. It's some activity of document speaker, Hanan Temperature Saka, Kili Shores Document Kolayan, Barakatari 9, Masmia Karin Yeshua, Shimakolin, or Denial, Hino Abakamakamoli, the Kabul, Burakan Russian Esco, saying, Kia Shemet supposed to Mata, Nakamakan, much menu, Kiata Shemet supposed to call Pad, Barakatari 9, Shemet Fila, but say Adnil Hindu, some Shahab, Ship of Liver, Saka, Bisha, shows me some Biaba, Sakaba, sending their son to meet of Astro, Mecca. Because I need to go to Brahman in Barakatari 9. I'm not just not so see. I made him in that little something else I can get back at the hospital. What's up, Kilo Korakamaka, Makan close to Sedaka, Kimelam, Kiminala. Bakulam is very fish on his house, I shouldn't come. Okay, no time in the yellow bowen. The call came to Casala, Dawson Program Guitar, the Elish, or Senior for Sustainer Sella Helatai. Barak Ata Adinai. I talked to Kak on the Lahidais. See him, show him to be Braka, can give a cast of Rahman or Shomaka. Barkana bin Konic Yaka, Birpanaka, keep your Panakas at the one. I tell him to Sky discuss it. You stuck with Rakam and Makamishon, Chavinaka, the Brexham Krisha, the Quay to the Hosha, Bishomaka, Barak Ata Adinai. I'm breaks to my shawl, the Shalai. I never ever say it. صديق من أكتب وقتها ومن أكتب بس أنا قطعا من عشان أنا قطعا كم بيكرا بشوف بشام نام يا بلا أنا بيكرا دينا يدنا راح بكمل نروح كسر يا مسافة Why not? We let them in. Asrina Lishina, Otavak Mecca, the Sin Bakapa, Cotasina, Laman Shemaka, Iskara, Shemay Rabba, Yamadi Bakisim Nikmakus, the Asma Kana Karmishika, the Kayat, the Vikan Bakata Kabisi Shrab, Agala Bismakari, Bimrami, Heshmi Rabba, by Raphael, Mayamai, Spectrisha, Bisalash, Medical Chapri, the Ayla Mikabakasa Shira, such as Kasam Nakamasa, the Miriam Yama, Bimrame, the Grosses of us of Ishra, behind Mishmaya, Bimrame, the Hesham Rabba Mincha-Maariv, Evahem Shabbalini, Amen. Praise the Shalom B'Rema, P.S. the Shalom, Eleni Gakli Shalom B'Rema, Elena the Shabbat, Hadayna Kol, let's just okay, the Kabbalah card in Elohim. Benamar, Bahedma Falaret, Bemahia Akadish, my Akad, Skadavis Kadash, my Rabba, the Almighty Braku, Saviam, Likmaku Savia, Smakrakane, Vikar, Mishika, Vikayakon, Biamakon, Vikay, the Kobisi Showell, Bakala Bismakari, Bimaramin, Hishme, Rabba, Barak, Sorry, Bishabak, Bistar, Bishaman, Bisasai. Bisala, Shmedi Kucha, very cool. Yea, let me cover Casa, Shirasa, Tishmakasa, Nakamasa, the Miram Biama, Bimarame, Yahe, Shlomaraba, Mincha-Maariv, the Kaim to Malinu, the Akoi Shoel, Bimarame, Alice Shalom Rama, the Asashamalinu, the Akoi Shoel, Bimarame, Altira, Mipaka Pisa, Shala Shakisa. Sorry, that's quite a bit of a that's Ignani, that's Seba, he's called Nisi, Vanias, this Mobian Light, I think I'm your Marketing, so much more my name, maybe prevent page for a lack of terror, but kind of an exam, especially for those Charlotte in terms of summer. I didn't have a man seek to have to terror the Agir. Skadavis Kadash, Rabba, the Almighty Braku Saviam, Likmaku Savia, Smakrakane, Vikar, the Kayakon of Yamekon of Kai, the Public Shora, Bakala Bismakari, Amen. Yeheshna Rabba, Bayrak, Isparek, Bishabak, Bispar, Bishaman, Bismasa, Bisadar, Bisala, Bisalal, Shmedikucha, Yela, Mikaber Casa, Bishirasa, Chishmakasa, Nakamasa, Damiram Biama, Bimmer, Amen. Yisrael, the Arabana, the Altamide, Hein, the Alpha Tamide, Smide, Hein, the Alcohol, and the Ski, the Raisa, the Asra, the Tiber Asar, the Asar, the Hale, Hono, Conchana Rabba, Queen of Akisa, Barachani. Kain Arifin, was under a decal, Kanami Kadamabahain, Jibishmaya, Bimer, Amen. Hey, Slama Rabba Mincha-Maariv, the Chaim of Malinu, the Akoi Shoel, Bimer, Amen. Aisa Shalom B'Rema, P.S. Malinu, the Akoi Shoel, Bimer, Amen. All right, today. Shofar? Yes. Okay. No, I'm with you. All right, today in Jewish history, tonight is the Yartzeit. Tonight is the Yartzeit. Okay. Abby, we have 8 minutes. Okay, to be for break tonight at 9:30. 9 o'clock? All right. Tonight is the Yartzeit of the Levush. The Levush, his name was Mordechai Jaffe. He was one of the chief rabbis of Poland and Lithuania during the late 1500s. During the late 1500s and early 1600s.
during the late 1500s and the early 1600s, and he has a famous commentary on Shulchan Aruch called the Levush. And tonight is his yard, the Sham Shalom Aliyah. Now, tonight is also the anniversary of the completion of the second Beis Hamikdash. Second Beis Hamikdash was completed in the year 515 before the Common Era, on the 3rd of Adar. The 3rd of Adar. However, I'm not sure if it was the first Adar or the second Adar. According to some, it wasn't a leap year, so there was only one Adar. So which Adar we celebrated it?
Do they always have two Adars?
Yeah, no. Okay, so the times of Beis Hamikdash, right now our calendar is set. Right, so we can know for the next 1,000 years we have a system in place. Every 19 years, approximately, we have the same cycle. So we know exactly what it is. It has nothing to do with Adar. In any case, what are we talking about? Approximately every 19 years, the cycle is renewed. And therefore, you have some people that they know, 19 years, right, approximately. And so there's some people that they have brains, computer brains, and they can know, you tell them, they know exactly, they could translate the secular birthday, the Jewish birthday, all in their head in a second. You could do that? You're able to do this. You're able to see it after 19 years, is you know the setup, and you know everything. In any case, during the times of Beis Hamikdash, it wasn't that way. During the times of Beis Hamikdash, we decided what day is Rosh Chodesh. The Torah tells us, "HaChodesh hazeh lachem Rosh Chodeshim." We have a mitzvah that for us to count when Rosh Chodesh is. And because the Torah gives us the mitzvah, we decide when to count when Rosh Chodesh is. Because Hashem gives us the power. So we, not me and you, oh yes, me and you, all of us, the Beit Din really, but anybody can be part of the Beit Din, anybody can be part of the court. So we decide when, even though it's based on when the new moon is, nevertheless, Hashem gave us the power. It's not the moon that decides, it's based on the moon, but we decide. And therefore, we had the power to decide when was Rosh Chodesh, and we also had the power to decide when was a leap year. We could choose. We could choose when the leap year is.
We decide when is the moon.
No, the moon we don't decide, but based on when the moon is, we decide.
Why not when you say when it's full?
No, because we do it based on what the Torah tells us.
Okay.
Now, there's even a discussion in halacha. There is even a discussion in halacha. If a king, there's reason for a king to want or not want a leap year, and there's a reason for the Kohen Gadol to want or not want a leap year. So people have personal interests involved as well. For example, why would a king want the leap year? King would want a leap year. Why would he want a leap year? Because a king would pay the soldiers, because he would be an annual salary. Therefore, what?
You lose a day.
No, you get a month, an extra month in. You get an extra month in because of the salary. If the way the king did his salaries was done as an annual salary, so then if it's a leap year, you get an extra month in. The Kohen Gadol many times wouldn't want a leap year. They had personal interest. Why? Because in the Beis Hamikdash, the service was done barefoot. Therefore, the later when summer comes, so Yom Kippur in the Beis Hamikdash, when they're doing Avodah all day, they're doing service all day, it could be very cold. So they had personal interest involved there as well, right? So you had different, so then the question, of course, is, could they testify? What happens is we have to testify when the new moon is, right? So could
You do it all the time on the top of the roof there.
No. That we're just checking when it is in the moon. But we testify, we decide actually, in the time of this mikdash, they decide once a month when the new month is. We do it here every day. Every morning, the family shul, we decide what day of the month it is, and that's why we ask. Every day we say, what's today? The third? The second?
Is it easy just put a calendar and?
But that's not the point. When it comes to the day of the week, we announce what day of the week it is. The song of the day. We just say today is Tuesday. Sunday, it's page 71. We say we announce with it because it's on Google. We know exactly what the day of the week it is. Hashem created the world that way. But when it comes to the day of the month, Hashem gave us the power to decide what day of the month it is, what day it starts, and that's why we have this quirky custom over here. Okay, the way we got there is because we're discussing when the Beis Hamikdash was completed, the second Beis Hamikdash, on the third day of Adar. The question is it the first Adar, second Adar? There was only one Adar, which they separated. But Alex asked an interesting question last night. Last night, 2 nights ago, when was it? When do we celebrate? 2 nights ago. When do you celebrate a birthday or a yard site? If there's 2 Adars, now obviously the person was born in a leap year, so if they're born in the first Adar, then their birthday's in the first Adar in the leap year. If it's born in the second Adar, then in the second Adar on the leap year. Or if they were born in the first Adar, second Adar, whatever it is, and now it's not a leap year, then obviously it's only 1 Adar. The question is, if someone was born in a non-leap year, and now how do they celebrate their birthday? So for a birthday, it's no big deal. Celebrate both. 2 birthday cakes, 2 aliyahs, no big deal. Right? That's not a big deal. The question is, yeah, something have less. Then what? So the question is, what about a bar mitzvah? The question is, what about a bar mitzvah? Right? That's where it makes a difference. A regular birthday, a mitzvah makes a difference. What does it make a difference by a bar mitzvah? The parsha is not such a big deal. The question is, can we count them for the minyan or not? Do they put on tefillin or not? So here it gets interesting. Well, it's very simple actually. Very simple. Okay, so the question is, if someone was born on a non-leap year and now it's a leap year. So let's say they were born on the 3rd of Adar in a non-leap year. Tonight, they were born tonight in a non-leap year. And now it's tonight. Tonight they're turning 13. Or maybe they're turning 13 next month. Which one is it? Which one is it? So this is, I'll tell you what the halacha is. I go like this. Depends for what? Depends for what? I'll explain. We take the chumras of both. What does it mean we take the chumras of both? So if it's regarding putting on tefillin, maybe you're really obligated to put on tefillin. So you do put on tefillin already now. Not just that. The custom is we start putting on tefillin. It's anyway not a problem because we start putting on tefillin already a little bit before the mitzvah. Some people do it a month or 2. It says a month or 2 before the mitzvah. The Chabad custom, we do 2 months before the mitzvah. So we do 2 months before. It's not a big deal. Not a problem. The question is not a bracha. That's the question. Why is it a problem with the bracha? Safrik's bracha lahakil. Right? The rule is if we're not sure if we have to make a bracha or we don't make a bracha, because we're not going to say Hashem's name in vain. So we don't. But the question is over here: is it lahakil or is it not lahakil? Is it something about lahakil and therefore? But over here, it's more of a question because
it's Labanan de Labanan.
I'll tell you, and the Rebbe brings it down. The Rebbe brought it down that we even start making. It used to be that people, even if you start putting on tefillin before your bar mitzvah, like the custom is, but the bracha you would start making from your bar mitzvah. In the nuns, in the early nuns, in 1990s, the Rebbe said people should start making a bracha already before the bar mitzvah. It's fine. And the proof for it is from right here, from Shulchan Aruch, this rule in Shulchan Aruch, that you start making the bracha of tefillin already the first month of Adar. But you're not counted for the minyan yet, so maybe you're not bar mitzvah. You're not counted for the minyan until the second Adar.
When you say shitty,
Party is no big deal. It's not about the party is.
Most people, regular people, didn't know.
What do you mean? A Jewish person, a regular person had no idea. A Jewish person had to know. What do you mean?
2 years.
even not bar mitzvah.
No,
Even
we still have a Jewish history. We know what the yard site is. We keep the dates. A yard site. Question is yard site. Come on, what? Second. That's when we actually said it. Second Adar, that's when Rosh Hashanah is on.
And also when they would do their Aliyah, all that.
The Aliyah would be the second Adar.
And their Parsha.
Their Parsha would be the second Adar.
everything's second.
Everything second Adar, besides your Tefillin. Tefillin with a bracha is ready for first Adar.
But you can say even if you don't bar mitzvah.
That's correct.
Not only for the.
That's correct, and that's why. That's correct, and that's why the bracha Tefillin you do the first Adar. That's correct. But comes to a yard site. Okay, wait. Fine. Next time, remind me. We didn't have time to learn anything tonight.
This is learning.
It is learning. You're right. That's why we do it.
Yeah, you have to learn. Can't be
All right, it's not Maariv. We'll continue next week. Huh? Jokes after Maariv. Alex, you're taking jokes tonight?
Maybe tomorrow.
Sunday. Alex has it Sunday. All right. Alex is doing joke Sunday.
I gotta
There's a whole weekend to prepare.
It's a big responsibility.
I think it's because in particular, first they make the description, and the Easter, all this stuff, like everybody has.
The who Nay Hoshi or Hamelach Yanei Yom Karein Shir Hamaloi Sine Bar Krosana Kolum Dea I'm in base nice with the Adonai Hoshia, Amelachinin of Yom Kareinu, Adonai Hoshia, Amelachinin of Yom Kareinu, Adonai Hoshia, Amelachinin of Yom Kareinu, Yiskada, Yiskada, Shemei Rabba, Yom Adibrakus of the Kakus, Yatsma, Kranavika, Meshika, the Kayek and the Convecada of Isishara, Bagalabis Makari, Dimarami, the Haitian Rabba, the Vira, the other Malay, Sprekis, Paris, Visas, Visalash, the Good Shabrit, the Elam Kavakas, Shiva, Satiskas, Nechamasa, the Miram, the Alma, Dimarami, Barakuas, the Ham Vaira, Barak and Vaira, the Island Forward, Sardino, and Minima Kaila. Mariam, maybe like Muddy, maybe like nice Shamari, Barakatarina, Hamari, Barali, Abbas Island, Beshisham. Him Kayini, Vera Kamini, Bam Negav Yom Baila, the Basel to Shami Men in the Lami, Barakatarina. Shema Yisrael, Adino, Elohim, Adino, you have to ace that in a Yelahaka, the Kolabaka, the Fanashaka, the Komiadecha. I had very much a Shan of famous Kahayom, Al Lavaka, Bishinantum, the Belaka, the Varta Pam, the Shikam Saka, like the Havadek, Shabbat, Naka, Shama, Osaya, you have to first Benina, Tamam, Susaka, Bisharaka. No, Hekam Emes. Minicozois, Carmeline, you are doing anything, so also we have to show them. Makusar Basan Kiva, Hamuship and Shaw, on your ships and Karaba, the Amakula. You can make a little Nikamaka, not a record, that's in the source of the Makus, Rabanaka, but came to finish the Amur. No, you must be able to go. Marky fucking a second, because I make a second minute. Barakatadina, like, oh, you throw it. I'll skip in yourself. Which more sustain if I come to show me how to be like Kirchman and Masanawata, Barakata Adina, Shomer, I'm sure all Skada Shemera, Yamadi Records of the Quapu say the Yasmak kind of a Kermishika, if I ain't make a kind of copy Sharma, but Galavisman Curry Bimirami. Hishman Rabba, by your Athleo Maya, you spark me shot, you spark me some business, you said I will be solish with the Cook Chabricum. Yea, let me cover Casabishira, such as Press and Ekamasa, the Miram Biama, Bimirami. Skadavi Skadash Rabba, Yamati Bakis and Makus, Yatsma kind of a Kermishikai, the Kayak and the Kayak of Israel, I have this one Kari, Murame, Haitian Rabba, Rafael, my ice break, each of us, some of these songs, he said, I be Salash, made a good job. The Yale, me cover Hasabishira, such as Casman Ekamasa, I remember Yamavi Murame, it was some of us on Israel, kind of a high, Bishmaya, Murame, the Haitian Rabba Mincha-Maariv, Polani, Vapoishal, Murame, I Sasham be Marima, Via Sashal, and Elena Vapoishal. Amen. Elena Shabbat, Rainako, sister. Yakin the cover of Friday, and I want to Benamar, Vadamako Kalaris, Bemihatina Akadish, my Akad, Skadavis Kadash, my Rabba, Yomati Braku, Sebi, Amnik Makusebi, Asmakane, Vikare, Shikai, the Kayakon of Yamakon of the Kaidako Basi Showa, Bagala, Bismakari, Vimaramin, Yehishme, Rabba, the Inspire, Vishabah, Inspire, Vishaman, Visnase, Visadar, Visala, Visalash, maybe the child, Vikum, Yela, Mikabakasa, Shirasa, Tishbakasa, Nakamasa, the Miranda, Amen. Yehesham, Rabba, Mincha-Maariv, came to the Malini, Yakri Shalel, Dimmer, Amen. Isa Shalom, Rama, Yasa Shamalini, Yakri Shalel, Dimmer, Amen. Kirami Pakapisa, and Mishora, Shamkisa. Signani, who Seva, Anisma, Anias, Anias, Oxide, just Maka, Market change, so also my email, the meeting behind the page of our local Tahir, the kind of an action, my rescuers, Barclays, Estrol, if you cover them to Mr. Mark. I do not compare some man, seek to Yakutar, the Yadir. Skadavi Skadash, my Rabba, the Almighty Braku, Savi, Amlik Makusavi, Asmak, Wakane, the Shikon, the Kayakon of Yamakon, the Kaida Kobesu Shoro, Bakala Bismakari, the Ramin, the Heshme Rabba, Please Shabak, please fire, please Shaman, please Nase, please Hadar, please Sele, please Alashme, the Kuchab, Rikum, the Ela, Mikover Kasa, Bishirasa, Tishbakasa, Benechamasa, the Miran, the Amal, the Rame, Ali Israel, the Al Rabana, the Altamida, the Alcotamida, Shmida, the Alcom and the Steam, the Arisa, Tivia Sardi, the Kiva Kolasa, the Asar, Yeheva Hono, Shama Rabba, Tina Bakista, Barachamin. The kind of reason, the son of Bika, Bergana Mikalam the Bahai, Shmaya, Bimro, Amen. Yehe Slama Rabba Mincha-Maariv, the kind of Malay, the Akoi Shoel, Bimro, Amen. Aisa Sham Imrema, the Asa Shamalay, the Akoi Shoel, Bimro, Amen.
So this joke is brought to us by Little Johnny. Little Johnny, that's it. Oh my God. Anyways, Little Johnny's in class. His math teacher says, "Little Johnny, you have $1, and your dad gives you $1.50. How much do you have?" Little Johnny goes, "Well, teach, I'll have $1." The teacher looks at Little Johnny and says, "Little Johnny, I'm going to ask you one more time. You have $1, and your dad gives you $1.50. How much do you have?" So Little Johnny goes, "Well, teach, $1." So the teacher goes, "Well, Johnny, you don't know your math very well." Like, "Well, you don't know my father too well either."
Oh yeah. 140, you're getting better.